Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, a little bit late making this video, sorry about that, but I've been busy with other stuff. But hey, Magic is doing their first MTG Arena, fully digital, everybody can enter whatever, paid tournament with cash prizes. That's huge. Now, there was recently, I think like last week or something, this big Red Bull tournament. That was kind of cool of them to do that, by the way. I like the idea of it, but the way they were running was all like third party and oh god, I've heard of even worse tournaments where they tried to do it over like Discord and stuff and do the pairings and message people, and to call it inefficient would be an understatement. But yeah, the Red Bull one, I think people were like trying to get paired up at like 3 in the damn morning, and it was taking like an hour and a half around. I don't know. I heard all kinds of bad stuff about it. I didn't mess with it because I just assumed, oh, it's a first big tournament, it'll be a a train wreck, and it kind of was. But Red Bull's a cool brand, and I like that they tried. So, hooray for them supporting esports and supporting Magic. But this one right here, this Arena Open as they're calling it, should be pretty smooth. I can't believe I'm about to say this next sentence, because Wizards is running it. Now, little asterisk here, because Arena is running it, okay? They tried to do some kind of third-party, some website.gg, whatever the hell, do your pairings there, report who won there, and I hope somebody doesn't lie about it or fake a screenshot, and just... ugh, bad way to run a tournament. Terrible. Terrible. What's the right way to run a tournament? Have Arena handle all of it for you. All the pairings, everything. I mean, they can draft with 8 humans. How hard would it be to just add a tournament structure and have it track the wins and pair you up correctly and report who won and get a list of like winners and just, yeah, hello, do it with a computer. It's the year 2020. Like, come on. I mean, other tournaments, it's like, yeah, they're using like Discord and Twitter and websites and messaging services and stuff. It might as well have been telegrams. So finally, Arena is going to track the tournament for us. Oh my gosh. So sparing like a technical database issue or tracking issue on their end, and I guess the regular things, I got disconnected, my internet dropped, or all of a sudden the server generated a draw because it never gave either of us cards or something. The normal Arena crap that doesn't really come up that often. I'd say 99 out of 100 games I run perfectly, other than the shuffler. So this, I would say, is worth doing. Now, that said, it is 4,000 gems to enter or 20,000 coins. I do like that they did coins, but I mean, they know that at 20,000, you are losing access to some packs, and if you want to keep playing at the level you're probably playing, eventually down the line, you're probably going to have to buy gems. So no matter if you enter with gems or coins, you're costing yourself gems. That said, I've had about the same amount of wildcards since Ikoria dropped, because why the hell would I build anything else? Why would you build any deck right now in Standard? You're not going to win with it. Speaking of that, let me just, as a little aside, they better ban Winota and some other high-level shit before this tournament, or oh my god, like, why would I even bother? I mean, I have a deck that probably wins 60-70% of the time, but it looks like I'm going to have to win a lot more than that to win this tournament. Speaking of winning the tournament, you might be asking, well, what's the monetary prize? They keep mentioning like a payout, a monetary prize for winning. What does winning look like? What's the top, 16 ranking? Oh no, they're not doing it that way, which actually is kind of cool. So unfortunately, they haven't stated what the monetary prize is. Hi everyone, it's Future Editing Des here. They have now specified what the prize money is. I go over it later. In fact, this whole next section, I just speculate that it would probably be 50 to 100 times the entry because, 1% of people will win it and, whatever. The funny thing is, with my estimate, I actually guessed it spot on. Okay, back to the video. You might have noticed that, especially last year, they like big, flashy numbers where they want 1,000 people to go out there and say, I won $600 in this tournament. And then everybody's like, what? And that's better than 10 people saying, hey, I won $10,000 in a tournament, because that's only 10 people. Big flashy numbers with large amounts of people winning them, very smart. So, my estimate would be that it's going to be a pretty big prize. Not just because it would be smart of them to do that, but because I think the numbers really add up here. And once again, they ain't paying you in gems. They're paying you in money. They're actually using a third-party contractor called Payout. And they do, usually non-payroll services. I'm sure they also do payroll services, but they do payouts for like online surveys, royalty payments to like authors and stuff, market research payments, insurance payouts they even do. So like those are sensitive. They do like MLM rewards, levels. Don't get into that crap. sales commissions for contractors, that kind of stuff. So like they really know what they're doing. And also, like I said, they do payroll. So they know the tax stuff. That's the big thing. They have the resources, they have the banks, they can deposit stuff. They've got the infrastructure to do, bank deposits. They could mail checks if they had to. They've got the support staff to contact the person if they can't pay them. Very professional company, it looks like. Very, very big company, too. So they know what they're doing. So could you imagine if Wizards was just like, oh, don't worry, we'll mail you a check. The government can't even mail me a check. The IRS, I love how people are like, the NSA and the FBI and everybody's spying on me, an intelligence network, and they know everything about me and track my every move. The IRS doesn't even know where I live 2 weeks after I told them where I live. They still haven't mailed me my damn 1,200 Trump dollars. Give me my money, IRS, you suck. Literally told them my name, my social, my address, my whole history, and gave them 2 years worth of tax refunds or whatever, and they're just like, who are you? This stimulus money so far is just stimulating my anger. So thank God Wizards isn't trying to do this themselves through like their own bank or something. Oh my gosh. But yeah, when things go wrong and it's international, that's when you want some company like Payout to do it. So I don't think anybody will have a real big issue with getting paid. I don't like giving a bunch of personal information to some random third-party company, but they're really big and have a good reputation, know what they're doing, and clearly have no security issues. I haven't heard anything about a breach with them or whatever. And they have got some serious certifications on the bottom of their website. So I think we're good there. A lot of people are leery about that, as well you should be, but they look pretty decent. So that said, what are the other real terms here? So you got to be 18 years or older. It says regional eligibility restrictions apply, void where prohibited. And don't just think, oh yeah, crappy countries where they don't allow it. In some cases, it's actually individual counties and individual cities, let alone states. There were places like with, I think like even, dumb stuff like the McDonald's Monopoly game thing where they considered it gambling or whatever, and it was just banned in like one city. Because the mayor, obviously a Democrat, was like, this is gambling. Oh, instead of buying chips, you're buying fries and burgers. Literally the same thing. By the way, go watch McMillions on Hulu or whatever about how that whole thing was rigged and the Italian mafia stole all the tickets and shit. But it's a lot of like sweepstakes laws and stuff. There are spotty little areas of the country where they don't allow that, and international, I have no idea. I have a feeling that based on like your address or zip, they might like tell you your eligibility, or they might leave it up to you. But then if you win, they might not be able to do the payout because Payout will be like, oh, we can't pay out a entry versus even though it's earned skill tournament, reward because you live here, and then you've already won and paid the money, and then they can't pay you. So do check your local laws. They did specifically say that receiving monetary rewards requires having or creating a Wizards account, a DCI account, which what? Like they're getting rid of that, and what? Anyway, and an iPayout account. Notice they said that you only need to register an iPayout account if you're receiving monetary rewards. That's because for tech security, you don't usually give every single entrant's banking information to a company when 1% or less are going to actually need it. That's stupid. So if there is a payout problem due to legality, you're going to find out right when you're about to get paid by not getting paid. So to reiterate, make sure it's legal in your area. And then they say refer to the official terms and conditions for complete details, which I think they haven't posted yet, unfortunately. They usually do a list of areas where it's legal and not. And this is like purely skill, and you're using a virtual currency that's allegedly worthless to enter and then getting, monetary payouts based purely on skill, not luck. So it's probably legal in quite a few areas that would normally have a problem with this kind of thing. So to describe the tournament here, I'm just going to read what they wrote. As you could probably tell already, we're doing something very different with these events. Oh, multiple. Well, that's one event from what I heard, but I guess they said they're going to do it in the future, so okay. The Arena Open is going to be a 2-day competitive event where the top players will be able to receive monetary rewards, and then they put in parentheses, like real-world monetary rewards in USD, which is kind of funny. I wonder if this will be America only and they just didn't want to put that yet. That would be pretty bad. They do say outside of the eligibility requirements listed in the terms and conditions, there are no other prerequisites to participate. So no account age, pro points, travel, no GP history. No, it's just everybody free for all. Let's go. So they said they're targeting with this easy access, convenience, and high skill, high reward. And they absolutely nailed it. I think this is just a wonderful idea. It's going to get a lot of hype and a lot of press coverage, too, for the game. For the ease of access, they say no ladder climb or mythic rank required. Because, yeah, remember, you had to be in the top 1,000 mythic to qualify for whatever the hell in the past. They say everything wraps up within 2 days of the event. Ta-da. Day 1 allows you to join throughout the day, so it's not where you show up at one exact time like the Red Bull tournament. And if things don't go well at first, you can actually re-enter and try again as long as it's within the time window, which I think is like the first half of the day or something like that. They do go into detail. Then for convenience, I mean, play from home with the touch of a button. Yeah, they ain't kidding. You can take breaks as needed between matches. They even say stay hydrated. That's hilarious. Step away from the keyboard for a few minutes if you feel yourself starting to tilt. It's like they're familiar with the standard meta right now or something. We're past tilt. Tilt was about a year and a half ago. I'm at like blind rage, like smash my monitor rage right now. If I see one more Winota, I'm going to snap. I'm not just going to walk away from my computer between matches. I'm going to walk away through the wall Kool-Aid Man style. Anyway, you get to control the pace and intensity of your experience, which that's already way past the GP, where my friend had to drop because he's diabetic and he didn't have time to go get food. And he had a really good winning record, too. Those tournaments are torture. They do say this is the first tournament of its kind to be highly competitive and give monetary rewards. Red Bull tournament. And then there's just like pretty exciting, right? Yeah, a little bit. Oh, by the way, this isn't an all or nothing tournament. You actually, if you do kind of okay, will get like gems and stuff. So first off, anybody who enters right off the bat, boom, Godzilla lands from the secret lair. You get all 5 of them in arena. Pretty cool. And day 1 is best of 1 constructed standard, obviously. It's 7 wins, 3 losses, so you don't just have to sweep like that other one where you had to like win basically every single match. I actually got really far into that one. And 0 to 2 wins gets you absolutely no reward whatsoever, I guess, other than the Godzilla sleeves. Or not sleeves, the basic lands. 3 wins gets you 400 gems, 4 wins, 800 gems, 5 wins, 1200 gems, 6 wins, 1600 gems, and 7 wins, 2000 gems, plus a qualification for day 2. So, I mean, 7 wins before 3 losses and you get half your entry back. That's not bad. Now, that said, for a 4,000 gem tournament, this is terrible compared to the draft payouts, but it's supposed to be. That's kind of the point. You know, because they're paying the top people money. Oh, wow, either I read past this or they must have added this later or something, because now they actually do say what the payout is. Okay, well, ignore everything I just said. Anyway, day 2, if you qualify for that, they say you'll have until the event ends to complete your matches, but you must join during this 2-hour window. So don't miss that. It starts May 31st, despite what their other article said, at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So day 2 will consist of best of 3 standard constructed matches. Okay, a little bit more fair, a little bit more leeway. You know, if you get absolutely blown out, you can still win out if you're a better competitor with a better deck. I like that. Again, you'll play until 7 wins or 2 losses, whatever comes first. I like how they said again, and that's not what they're doing the first day, but okay. So day 2 is the finale. There's no moving on from there. And just straight up, if you get 0 wins, you get no reward because you already got your 2,000 gems. 1 win, though. 1 win and you get 2,000 additional gems. So if you go to day 2 and pretty much bomb out pretty hard, you still get your entire entry back. That's kind of cool. 2 wins, though, you're up to 4,000 gems, so you would profit, 2,000 because you got the 2,000 from the previous day. And then 3 wins, which, 3 wins, 2 losses, it's doable. 6,000 gems. 4 wins, you get 10,000 gems. 5 wins, you get 20,000 gems, which sounds exciting until you look at that 6 wins is $1,000 US. I mean, 20,000 gems is just $100 US straight up. But you could make $1,000 cash if you got 1 more win. So as cool as that is, let's just say if you got 5 and 2, I don't think you'd be that excited. And then 7 wins, $2,000 cash US. So I was about right. Like I said it would be, a couple hundred, a pretty good multiplier based on your thing, up to a couple thousand. So, I guess I was spot on saying that. And you don't have to repay the entry fee on day 2 or anything. You just get a little token that qualifies you to enter the thing. And it's all handled on the server side. It's a custom entry token. It shows up, I think, in the top on your inventory of little token thingies. Just like a draft token, I assume. And it's all just handled by Arena. No dicking around, showing up at a weird time and trying to sync up internationally. And other tournaments have been so rough. I'm really feeling the just show up and play Arena will do the rest system. Please, open that up to third parties, Wizards. So the fact that they actually set a hard dollar amount is kind of surprising, because the first question in the Q&A is how many players can earn the monetary rewards on day 2. They say as many as qualify, Well, you usually scale the reward based on the number of entries. So they must just be really confident, or they just don't care if they like get, 1/10 the amount of people as they thought and end up losing money. Or that number does scale because they have a pretty good idea of like, well, if this percentage of people win and this percent entered, it kind of goes up like linear. So 1 to 2,000 is about right no matter how many people get in. It doesn't quite work that way because they'd have to know like to the exact 10th of a percent how many people are going to win. They don't. But yeah, I mean, it's nice of them to not keep it a complete utter mystery. I thought they either initially did or I just read right past it during skimming it, which is probably more likely. And I love how they're like, well, is the Arena Open part of the Magic Pro League? Obviously not. Or Magic Esports? They say not at this time. Bitch, this is Magic Esports. What the hell are you talking about? Like, what? So they say, yeah, the Arena Open is currently separate from Magic Esports. I mean, I guess in parentheses, they specified you will not earn Mythic points, whatever the hell that is, and it won't qualify you for a Mythic Championship or Invitational. Okay, I mean, yeah, but you could have called it like an official Magic Esports event and just said that you don't get anything towards those. It's kind of off-brand and a bit confusing to say, no, this isn't Magic Esports. Well, then what is it? You're running it. Like, what? Now, the big question is how often will these opens happen? And they say to be determined. We're trying to provide a new, exciting competitive experience with our goal to hold multiple arena opens per year. We will see how this first one goes and iterate on it, and potentially hold more when the time is right. Yeah, the time will be right when you fix standard constructed. Like, I feel like even I should play Winota right now. I've said it before and I'll say it again. For health of the format, fun, enjoyable gameplay, more casual or semi-competitive and small prize pools, stop being a dick, stop net decking tier 1 shit. As soon as $1,000 to $2,000 are on the table, play with whatever the hell gives you the slightest little edge. If it's 1% more likely to win, I'll net deck it. Are you kidding me? Money. Cash money, US dollars. I am going to up my odds by anything necessary. This isn't about fun or enjoyability or being polite to your opponent. This is about my bank account. That's why I've said when they keep pulling stats from like pro level tournaments and using that to determine what to ban in standard constructed for FNM, those are two completely different worlds with two completely different appropriate, ways of playing. And the people going into them act differently too because money's on the line, you know what I mean? That said, I am very confident in 3 of my decks, like to the point where I actually think that I have a better deck than what anybody else is running right now. At least my absolute blasting through Platinum, and I'm currently like tier 1 in Diamond League, about to go to Mythic, and it's been like a week. I mean, my win rates have been like 70-80%. I think I've got a tournament grade deck. I really do. So to answer everybody's question, yeah, damn right I'm entering this. And bitch, I'm gonna win it. Now that said, if I win it, will I likely announce it? Probably not. Because there might be a public list of DCI numbers or account names or whatever, and I ain't going to do that. But I fully expect to borrow some gems into this event and then get them right back, bare minimum. So overall, I think this is like the coolest thing ever. I can't even conceive of a downside to this other than the entry fee. But I mean, if you're going to pay us, $1,000, $2,000, hey, $20 to enter or whatever, sure. Now, that seems reasonable to me with, how I think I can do and what I think my odds are and that stuff. Other people might have a different opinion, but if we were to just compare this as generally as possible, besides all the different free tournaments, we've had PvP tournaments and MMOs and stuff, and it's just, oh, it's free, whatever, They're just going to sponsor and they're paying the bill. They're just doing it for press as like a marketing expense and writing it off. So besides, those that there's a million of, especially in the mobile world, I think I've heard of like Dota tournaments where the entry fee was like $10-ish. And I think others have been higher. League, I think, was maybe 10 to 20, if I remember correctly. It's kind of hard to look this up after the fact, by the way. I'm just going off of memory from what I heard from my friends that play competitively. I think MWO had one that was between 10 and 20. And then to go to the highest one, like World Series of Poker and large, huge, poker tournaments where you start at home and then you qualify. And then if you qualify in the top whatever, you go to Vegas. And they're paying out like $100 million worth of split prizes, paying down to like the 3,000th spot or whatever. And the winner gets like $8 million or whatever. I've heard of those being like more like $40 to $100, upwards of like $200. So, I mean, I'd say based on what they're giving away, it probably scales pretty good. I think it's an appropriate price. Would I have appreciated it being 2,000 gems? Yes. But if they did that, theoretically, they would have to give out $500 and $1,000, which I also wouldn't have a problem with. It's more about, I think I can get to 2,000 gems for free without, spending a penny. And I think they really don't want people doing that, which is why they're giving us exactly this much notice. Because I noticed that it's going to be almost impossible if you had 0 coins at the time that this was announced to get to 20,000 coins. The same kind of goes for gems. It depends, where you were sitting at and how good you are at drafts, which right now, God, Ikoria is so bad to draft with all that 3-color rare garbage. I totally bombed out the last one I did. 3 losses, 2 wins. I was so pissed off. So I'm sitting on nowhere near this amount of gems, but if I were to mix free earned gems with paid ones, I think it'll cost me less than 20 to enter. So I'd say they're right about where they need to be with this. Now, one last announcement here. You know how there was that leak of the information about how the upcoming was going to be a paper tournament and they had to move it to arena, and everybody was whining that, well, you gave the pros a little heads up early and that's unfair, but then in general also you're giving us 5 weeks or something to get on arena, get good at it, get used to it, and get a card collection and get decks together. You might have to just dump $100, $200, $300 to just instantly get enough wildcards to build, a deck or two. And people are like, that's bullshit. Especially since the people competing in it would have, I think, already qualified at this point. So they're just going to spring it on them like, hi, mystery bonus expense. I hope you have money. So due to massive backlash, they just announced recently on Twitter that they are going to have anybody who qualified for that upcoming tournament, they're going to give them a login for an account that has every card in existence. As well they should. But back at this tournament, the Arena Open, you are on your own. So get cracking. If you want a really high chance of winning, I'd say my mono black deck. It has a slight edge over my mixed white black deck, the kill trigger one. It's a little bit too slow, a little bit too susceptible to control, which is ironic because that's what it's designed to play around. And it just has more natural removal power and death touch dollars than my white Heliod life gain deck, which on the surface looks more powerful. But I think I'll be running my black deck. I might get something I actually give a shit about together, because, this, what I'm running now, it probably could be improved, but it's good enough to win 70% of the time in competitive ranked and get some wins for the day, and I don't care. It's good enough, but $2,000, maybe it's not good enough. So I might publish a final deck list if you just want to say, hey, this is something competitive that beats the meta. Obviously, like I said, it's perfectly forgivable when $2,000 are on the line to net deck your ass off at this tournament. But me, Travis Wu, a bunch of other pros will tell you, do not go in copying what everybody else is going to do. Bring to a tournament what you think will beat what everybody else is going to do, which is how my black deck is designed. He's done it a ton, and he's done a lot better than the average person in his career, just saying. So if you want to see my deck that's probably 1 or 2 cards off from what I'm playing right now, just click on my channel name and then playlists and then decks. You'll see it'll be the most recent mono black one. Good idea to start practicing with it, because I've seen people take my decks and completely and utterly misplay them, misunderstand them, and just make poor mulligan decisions, bad targeting, removal decisions, and then blame the deck and blame me. Newsflash, you're going to need to know the deck and be a really good player to win this tournament. Just saying. So I'm looking forward to this. I hope it all runs really smoothly. This is the coolest idea ever, minus the fact that Standard is an absolutely unbearable just shitstorm of tier 1 broken garbage right now. To even hold a tournament in the midst of this is unreal, and I have a feeling that they're waiting for this tournament, because everybody's practicing with decks right now and it's in a week, until they make a ban decision in Standard. In fact, they're probably going to claim that they based it off of the tournament results. Oh, the mental gymnastics, mind games, and double think that they try to project upon us is unbelievable. So anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about this wonderful tournament down in the comment section, and I will see you guys when I win the tournament.